Okay.
Right, we're live. Hello,
Oh, we
everybody.
are live. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. You've got me here. I'm Imogen. And don't often see me in front of the camera. I'm normally behind
Is that
it.
what you look like?
Yeah, it's a bit
Wow.
weird, isn't it? We're on the side, and we have got Duncan here from Bangers and Balls,
Hello.
who's our head chef, and pulled him away from our supper clubs for a bit.
I know, good.
But we're most excited to have Cindy here. And Cindy is amazing. I met her in the great world of Instagram, but I've heard so much about her as well from Dan, who has worked with her. And Cindy, I'm going to get you to introduce yourself, but Cindy runs the Korean Pantry. So if you haven't, go over and follow it on Instagram. It's the leading kimchi box in the whole of the UK. And Cindy has trained, she was a pastry chef, and then went out to Korea and trained with some of the best out there, and also with Korean mums as well, which I really love, because I always think of the Italian grandmas who are there learning their pasta, and they're some of the best people to learn from. And
well, they've had it traditions passed down from generation to generation, but let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
So yes, hi, I'm Cindy, and I've been making kimchi for 17 years. So definitely not a fad. And kimchi has been very important in my life for, yes, a long, long time. And like Imogen said, I went to Korea a few years ago, and I learned from kimchi masters and mums. Most importantly, with mums. We are the one with the real tips. And here I am back in the UK. I managed a Korean restaurant for 3 years, where the chef and we were teaching people how to make kimchi, how to make tofu, kimbap, lots of Korean dishes.
Wow.
And then I had a baby in 2016, and I moved to South London, and now I'm starting Korean Pantry since about a year ago almost. First, it was cooking classes, so going to people's place and teaching them how to cook Korean food. And then after, it took me some time, but my kimchi is ready. So it took me years, but definitely now my kimchi is top level. I can sell it. It's been approved by lots of Korean people. So I'm happy.
And Korean mums, hopefully.
Yes. Like grandmother as well, like 90 years old.
Oh, wow. You must
they
know.
were like surprised. Oh, but it's good. Yes.
Yeah, wow. It's amazing.
that is, and we've got lots of people joining in and saying hello. So do say hello. We've got Angela, hello. We've got Nathan, hello. We've got Kelly, and now we've got this new technology. I can pop your comments up on the screen as well. And I've got a few questions to come up later for
and Sharon. Hello, Sharon.
Sharon has had our little Xanthi today. We also have a toddler who's almost 3, but thinks she's 13. But should we get? Yeah, I'll let you take over,
yeah,
Duncan.
Absolutely.
Leave you in peace.
Right. Well, so hello everybody. Right, I'm Duncan, Bangers and Balls. We're a pop-up supper club and a dine and home supper club. We do seasonal food. So we're thinking about preserving foods when they're out of season. We're coming to the end of the cucumber season. So how do we preserve it? Well, kimchi is what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the screen on the top camera. I don't know if everyone is seeing it. Is it still working? No, it's not.
Yeah, don't know. But
move closer to your computer. Oh, God.
I thought you were looking at how many numbers we had. Because that was right. Well,
we'll just leave and come back, and it will be fine.
Okay.
Come on. Stop talking and I will fix it.
We need tech.
Oh, it's gone.
No, she left and came back.
Hi, Sheetal. How are you doing? Oh, where's our overlay? See, always technical things. Let us know in the comments any technical fails you've ever had. We'd love to know. Just keep us, let us know in there.
Well, while we're sorting this out, do you want to tell me what kimchi is for a start? Because I don't know.
Kimchi is fermented vegetables. The one that people would mostly know is like Chinese leaves, fermented with garlic, ginger, spice, fish sauce if it's the non-vegan version. And then what I would like to show you today is cucumber kimchi, because it's a much quicker kimchi to make. But the traditional kimchi, you have to ferment it for a few weeks before it's ready, and you can keep it for a long time. So ideally, Korean mom, they would meet around the end of October or November, and they would come all together as a group of neighbors, I would say, or friends, and they would make the kimchi together.
Oh, that's
So,
fantastic.
for example,
That's
this
what we're
weekend
all
we go
about,
to
the
your
foodie
place
revolution
and
as well. Community, bringing people
it's a community
together.
thing, really. So
Yeah.
this weekend we go to your place and we make like 50, 60 kilos of kimchi for your whole year. And then next week we go to my place and then to another neighbor.
Oh, wow. That's an amazing thing to get involved in.
And to be involved in this, you feel like it's so important to be part of this.
So getting an invitation to a kimchi party in Korea is the golden ticket, is what you're trying to say.
So it's difficult to say because it's you do it with your family first and then also with your friends. But sometimes it can be a pain, I think, for some like newly for the younger generation because they're maybe not that interested into making kimchi. So they like that the older generation are making for them.
Right. And I suppose now we have to do virtual kimchi parties where people are doing it much like we are now at the same time across, in fact, it doesn't have to just be in Korea anymore. It can be all across the world. Right. We've seemed to be getting a box back.
Oh, add to stream.
There we are. Look.
It's coming back?
No.
Oh, it's okay. I can manage because I can direct the front one.
Yeah,
That's
don't
fantastic.
worry.
Anymore. It's okay. You will see my hands. I will try last time. I will try again. I'm so sorry. I don't know. It was working just fine.
Don't worry. We tested this, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and it was working.
Oh, you just removed it now.
Oh. I'm leaving everything, and I'm coming back.
Yeah, we'll try it once more. But yeah, we'd love to know your biggest tech fails at home. And also, if you get together as a family or as a group to make things. I know on the 22nd of November is the traditional Stir Up Sunday in the UK to make your Christmas cake together as a family, which is always great fun. And I think now I want to be doing kimchi with my neighbours.
Kimchi cake.
Kimchi cake.
The event to make kimchi all together for the whole year is called Kimjang. And usually you would make 50 kilos of kimchi maybe for a whole family. And you store it in kimchi fridge because in Korea they have like fridge especially for kimchi. So it's fridge where you have different compartments and you can have a different temperature in each compartment. So whether you want your kimchi to ferment slowly or more quickly, you adjust the temperature.
And so the only one fact, 'cause I know it's very important, kimchi, to the Koreans as a nation. And one fact I did find out was that when they were doing their Korean space program, they had to make sure that they had to invent a kimchi that could be taken to space. Otherwise, no one would go there.
To be honest, I'm so used to eating kimchi that when it's Christmas time or holiday times and I go back to visit my family in France, usually we go for 2 weeks. If I don't take kimchi, I'm so sick. So
really?
Yeah, it really helps with
the bacteria. Is that right? The bacteria that's in the kimchi.
Yeah, the probiotics. So when you ferment kimchi, it develops a lactic acid that helps promoting the gut health. So you have good bacteria, probiotics. And kimchi is also really important, really fabulous because it has all the prebiotics. So prebiotics are the fibers that nourish the probiotics. So probiotics eat the prebiotics. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So it's the whole ecosystem basically that you're getting into your gut, which is helping your health. Yeah. And how does that help your health?
I'm just interrupting. Sorry, Ivan is telling us, and I can see it. Success is what's written across the screen because your top view camera is back, Cindy.
Yeah, he's a technical guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine you have to put it on the main.
Yeah, I'll move it across now.
I leave it to you because I don't know.
There you
go. So I think without further ado, we can start now. We've got
Let's start with our cucumbers.
And Lizzie is just agreeing. Lizzie is a specialist in our gut, and she's saying good gut bugs.
Yes, she's one of our Foodie Revolution experts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kimchi is also good to boost your immune system because it's full of vitamins. It's full of antioxidants. So if you look online, there is many claims about kimchi and all the health benefits, but I usually try to steer away from them because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to make any claim. But in my personal point of view, I mean, my personal experience, a lot with all sorts of digestive problem, and I can't do without. Simple. I can't do without.
That's brilliant. Hopefully there'll be a few more people who can't do without it from now on.
And there's so many types of kimchi as well. There's like, if you go to Korea, there's like 200 different recipes of kimchi. You've got, I mean, any veg they can put their hands on, they kimchi it. So what did I do? In my kimchi box, every month I release a seasonal kimchi. So it's changing with the season. I'm trying to use what's available at the moment. So, for example, for October, it will be pumpkin kimchi. And before that, we had black radish, turnip, cucumbers. We had apricots. Apricot was
How about
slightly
courgettes? Could you use courgettes?
So, I've never had, to be honest. I never use courgette because for me, I use cucumber. And I'm not sure the courgette will get the same kind of juicy taste. So I haven't tried. I know some people do aubergine, so I was tempted, but because I haven't really made it before, I couldn't do it this summer. And now we have to wait because aubergine is
I would
done.
imagine if you're doing aubergine, you can do courgettes because they're quite similar. Do you cook it first or do you keep it raw?
No, so for aubergine, from what I remember, I think they parboil it and then they season it and ferment it.
That's what I would imagine. So I would say, just because
what I do is a namul, so it's not a kimchi because it's not fermented. It's something more instant that you do, like you slice, you cook, and you season. But as a kimchi, I've never seen.
Oh well, there you go, Elizabeth. Maybe you could. We don't know that she offered. Elizabeth can answer that question.
Yeah.
She's going to give it a bash regards. We have so many. You might as well. Hello, Hannah. She's our probably our longest serving fan and viewer. So it's really good to see you. Hello, Hannah. How are you? And it's good to see so many people here. We've only just started and it's 12 already, so that's really good. But shall we get some kimchi on?
Yes. So I chose this short cucumber to show you today, but you can use the regular English long cucumber. I will show you two different ways of doing the kimchi. The first one will be stuffed cucumber. I'm sure you never thought you would stuff a cucumber before this day. And then the other one will be more simple. It's like a big stick of cucumber. So can you see it? Yes? Okay. Yeah. So I would really advise to cut like this. So you have like, I don't know, like 8 centimeters. You can do it a bit shorter if you prefer, but I like them quite long with the end. And I'm going to show you how to make a cross cut like this, and then you rotate and another one, but not all the way. So you have this kind of.
So like a.
Tell me if you can see, because I'm not sure if you can see. Yes. And you don't cut it all the way through. You keep it attached at the last like 3 centimeters.
I'm going to put this one across because there's a time lag on that one. So we'll put this one across so they can see.
So show us again. So you've cut. I see what you mean. You mean now, yeah. So you've kept the end on.
Yeah, but I kept the last 3 centimeters attached.
And you've cut it to about there. So
yeah,
trouble I can't.
Like, look, it's like as large as my hand. Like, I don't know, 8 centimeters. You can make it a little shorter if you want. But for the stuffed one, I can't really see. Yeah. Like this is good.
And then I'm going to from about 3 centimeters from the end.
So what I do is I took it like this, standing, and then I cut like this, rotate and cut.
Well, I'm not going to do that because I'm good at chopping my fingers off. So I'm going to do it sideways, and I'm going to rotate it like that. And then I'm going to poke it to the bottom and then slice down like that. And then I get the same
look. There we go. Let us know at home if you're doing okay.
Yeah, you can I guess. Yes, I guess you can do like Duncan. Yeah.
Lizzie said, do we need to take notes? There is a recipe, Lizzie, and we will share that with you. And in the food revolution, we will also give you the notes if you're in there, so don't worry. But I think it is good to write down any notes yourself, because that's, you always remember and learn.
So you have a few of them, and then you can do just simple cut all the way through if you want to make some. The second version is more simple. You make like 6.
So I'm going to do 2 ends of 1 cucumber like that, and in the middle bit I'm going to do as 6. So is that the same thickness as this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So basically into quarters.
Yeah.
So I've got batter like that.
Everyone has to know this is my very first live, so I'm shaking like.
I thought you were going to say something much ruder than when you began with S.
You're so vulgar.
But I can see Hannah Wales watching. Hannah is one of our most loyal followers, and it is her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Hannah.
Happy birthday to you, Hannah, in Suffolk. I hope you had a great shopping time. She was very excited about going to B&M.
You were going to say that?
No, I know. I like to keep you thinking. Did you buy anything nice, Hannah? Sure, she's got wine. We need wine. Right. So, chopping your cucumbers.
Yeah, so I've got 2 more. So the recipe I wrote is about 1 kilo. Oh, thanks, Dan. Yeah, the recipe is about 1 kilo of cucumber, but really, I mean, do it once and then you will adapt. Cucumber kimchi is, in my book, the simplest kimchi you can make. It's the perfect kimchi for beginners. And you don't even have to wait to eat it. You can eat it straight away.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Actually, so this is how long will it last for?
About 2 weeks.
Right, so next week we're going to be having kimchi in it.
If you want to keep the cucumber really crunchy, I would say 2 weeks. So it's so easy. It's best to do like 1 or 2 cucumber at a time. And then in a few days, you want more, you make more.
Right,
Instead
okay.
of making a big batch and then have them going all sloppy. Sloppy cucumbers.
Sloppy. Amazing.
I think too much got in my head now.
Sorry, we're called Baggers and Balls, so we always have a bit of innuendo.
I can't even, and I'm like shaking my cucumbers.
You've got to be a bit careful because my mum's watching.
That's all right. Hi, Angela. She's from Essex too. It's all right.
Right, so I've now got, so I've used 2 cucumbers. I've got 4 ends which have been kind of quartered a bit, but still attached. And I've got however many of these quartery bits.
Yeah, good.
Raton type.
You can put everything in the same bowl. I'm going to take a bigger one, actually.
They're all going into one bowl, all the cucumber.
Yeah, is the top camera still working? Yes.
Yep, your cameras are working. Yeah. But I think your top camera is probably about a nanosecond behind you, but don't worry about that because people can talk to you, listen to you, and then see what you've done. So it probably works out well. Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is add the salt. So this is what the salt, Korean salt. So to show you guys. Yes. Yeah. So here, if it's not working.
Can you see my packet?
Yeah.
It's special salt. So tell me all about this salt because it's not like normal salt, is it?
Yeah, Korean sea salt is so it's a very traditional salt. It's made by laying the salt in the sun for like hundreds of days, and this helps the bitter in the salt to go out, and then you're left with a salt that is quite sweet. So I don't know if Duncan wants to.
I will. I've not opened this packet yet, so I'm going to open it now.
It's really salty, but it's also kind of sweet.
I'm just going to put a little bit on my chopping board.
And using this salt, and then using the real Korean chili powder that I will show you after, is what made the big difference in my kimchi. So for like 10 years, I was making kimchi, and I was always feeling like something is missing. The taste is not the same. Why? I'm doing the recipe like she told me. Why? But then I invested in real Korean salt, and real Korean chili powder. And that's it. My kimchi was.
So the first thing I've noticed with the salt, it's got big crystals, which means you can tell that means it's taken a long time. So I make salt for our supper clubs and all that kind of stuff. We use it from salt. I don't. We live in England. I'm not able to leave it out in the sun for days on end. So I put it in an oven, and you get like smaller crystals.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like hot summer days, but it's still sunny. It takes the light. And then it's charging in like things like vitamin D and things like this. But the most important thing is that this is not this salt won't leave a bitter taste in your kimchi.
Right, I'm going to taste it now.
Yeah, just one because it's really salty.
Yeah, it is salty. I might have a glass of water afterwards.
Yeah.
Funny that being salty, isn't it?
But you know, right? My kimchi.
It has got a less bitter flavour to it than normal salt. It's nice. I mean, I would use that in my thing as normal salt. It's really good salt.
Yeah, in a grinder maybe, but I use it only for my kimchi. But I guess you could use it on a steak or something.
Yeah, that'd be really good on a steak because it is a different texture.
It's not as delicate as Maldon salt, for example. Maldon salt is really like thin flake, like really delicate. Yeah. This one is more like coarse, but it's really good quality. And for salting, it's the best. Right.
So Korean solar sea salt. So sea salt has been evaporated.
If you can't get it, I would recommend to get sea salt, British sea salt, or I know of a Korean Michelin star chef who is using Himalayan pig salt.
Right.
I guess it's
Well, really, we should be going to the Korean pantry and buying our solar sea salt from Korea. And that's going to make all the difference. It's going to be the difference between a mediocre kimchi to the best kimchi in the world.
And it's on there. I'll share the link with everyone, but it's £7.90 to get your chili and your salt. And I really recommend you try it because I didn't realise how different it was till it arrived.
Yeah, it is a completely different ballgame, actually. Now I've tasted it, I'm like, wow, that is different and it's worth investing. And especially how much, for that £7.50, how much kimchi am I going to be able to make out of that?
If we stay on the cucumber kimchi, it's 4 kilos. But
so that's quite a lot.
Yeah. But maybe make a kilo of cucumber and then experiment.
Yeah, of course. So you're going to.
What about courgettes?
We've done that.
Oh, we've done it.
We've been before, and I've never done it. So I will keep you posted. I will try.
Right, well, that's a challenge. Right, so then we've got our salt. What do we do with it?
So for about 1 kilo of cucumber, I use 2 tablespoons of salt, and I just sprinkle it.
So
I should have done differently, actually. I should show you. So for the cross one, try to put some in the cross, a little bit in the cross, not too much, just a little bit. And
so inside.
I don't know. Is it what?
There's not. Is that when I've done ferments in the past, there's a ratio, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it is.
Yeah.
Is that the same with this, or is it less important? Or
cucumber kimchi is very forgiving because you're giving just a little bit of salt to get the water out, and then you're going to rinse the cucumber, so you're all good. You're going to rinse most of it anyway.
So you're just going to sprinkle a bit on, so there's not a decent covering over everything, but you're not worried too much about weighing things out and the ratio mess, which can be off-putting, I think, with other things. You feel like if you're going to get it wrong, you're going to get it wrong. But with this,
it's not like I mean, when I make my traditional kimchi, yes, I'm very careful of the salt, but then again, it's going to be washed away afterward. And I'm really conscious of my spice, my garlic and my ginger. So there's a ratio between garlic to ginger in traditional kimchi. A Korean mom, true story, will show you like this. You need this of garlic and you need this of ginger. They have a way of showing things and you're like, what? But roughly you need like a quarter of ginger for 4 quarters of garlic.
Okay.
In terms of ratio, but then it depends on the quantity you have. But the idea is this: you have 1:4:4.
1:4:4. So there is the ratio. That's the magic ratio.
The ratio for ginger to garlic. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. So I've now put in about a teaspoonful of salt on my cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to leave that. How long do I leave
So
that
we're
for?
going to leave it to rest for like 10 minutes, and then in 10 minutes we like shake them a little bit more, mix them a little bit, and rest again 10 minutes. So 20 minutes in total. So it's a really quick kimchi to make. In 20 minutes, the cucumber will be ready to be rinsed. Okay, so we move on to the veg.
I might have to pretend that we've done all that because
You
I haven't.
come in advance.
I haven't blue peated this one, whereas I think you might have done, haven't you? You might not get my reference.
I did prep some. But it's okay. We're going to leave it to rest and prep the veg, and you will be fine.
Okay, good.
So veg. I forgot my spring onions here. And I will take like this one. Okay, so for the veg, we will need about 4 or 5 garlic cloves.
4 or 5 garlic cloves. I need to just
Garlic cloves, 1 or 2 carrots, depending the size, and then 2 spring onions. So the carrots, I'm going to slice them in thin slices and show you how to make a julienne. Okay, can you see at the top? And it's gone again. No? Can you see the top?
I can see a bowl with cucumber in it.
You see a bowl with cucumber. We have a big log.
Yeah, but you're so you're cutting your carrots so they come out like that.
Like a thin, very thin slice.
Oh, I haven't done that. I wasn't listening, obviously. So thin coins.
Yeah. Very thin coins. Then you flatten them. I will try to show you with this. Like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you put your hand like this to hold. And then with the knife here, you're going to come and cut. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make the top camera work again. Come on, come on. Technology.
Well, we might need tech assistance again.
I'm coming. What's happened?
Same as before.
Oh, you might just have to move that.
Move what?
You might just have to pick your camera up. It's disappeared off the screen. I think it's the connection.
Yeah, it's entering back again. Just 1 second. It's loading.
I think it's the wind. I'm blaming Storm Alex for this.
Okay.
At least it's not Storm Imogen. Has anyone got any questions? Just pop them up and I can bring them up on the screen.
Okay, I'm backstage, so I think you will have to allow maybe me to come back in.
Yep, it's just come in.
Meanwhile, I'm cutting my carrots.
Yeah, you're in. So I move it back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so you make like little slice like this. Hold your hand and then really slowly come and make some nice little, like thin little baton, julienne, sticks, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and then we place in a bowl. Moving on to the spring onions. So, same, like really thin slices. More green than white. Okay. Everyone is still following?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm still going.
So we have our carrots and spring onion.
All right.
And then,
Just ask a question. What is the best thing to have kimchi with? Well,
Mm.
you've got these recipe cards that come with it, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Which is quite good. So this is kimchi fried rice.
Yeah.
But what do
With
they
the
normally have? What would you have it with in Korea? What would they be having it with?
You have kimchi with every meal from breakfast to dinner. So kimchi is like very versatile. You have it as a side. So then you will take really the probiotics in because it's raw. Oh, I've got the spring onion eating me now. Wow. You would eat it cooked in soup or in fried rice or a variety of dishes like stews. Yeah, kimchi every day, all the time. If you go to Korea on the plane, they will serve you kimchi at 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah.
So does that answer your question, Ivan? With everything.
So, if it may, I would eat it with meat if you're a meat eater, of course. So Korean barbecue or like nice grilled steak. If you know maybe or not, Korean way of eating barbecue is you have a piece of lettuce, you have a piece of meat, a little bit of rice, a little bit of like spicy savory sauce, pickled onion, raw garlic, raw chili. You wrap and you eat kimchi, of course. You wrap and you eat in one big mouthful. You have like this small parcel of food wrapped in lettuce, and it's called sam.
Oh, I want that now. Sounds amazing.
Cucumber kimchi, it's really like you start eating them and you can't stop. It's particularly in summer, so we are a bit late for this. But when it's really hot, it's really nice because the cucumber is crispy and crunchy and full of water, so it's really refreshing. So you have the kick from the chili, but then you have the refreshing cucumber taste. So yeah, cucumber kimchi is a summer favorite. Back to the recipe.
Back to the recipe. So we've done our spring onion. What's
because
next?
I know Duncan is really has to work afterwards. So.
Not to worry. Don't worry about that.
So garlic, you can crush it with your knife or anything, but to be honest, a good old garlic press. And you use 3
cloves of garlic.
3 or 4 garlic cloves.
Well, 3 or 4 garlic cloves. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. For a kilo of cucumber, if you're making half of it, just use 1 or 2.
Well, I like it garlicky, so I'm going to use 4.
Then comes the chili flake. So I will need my spoon.
So the chili, so this is called, I don't know how you pronounce this, Gochugaru.
Oh, no. Gochugaru. Ga, not gu.
Garu, sorry. Gochugaru.
Yes.
And tell me about
Korean
that
chili flakes. Huh?
So what's different about that to normal chili powder or chili flakes?
So Korean chili flakes, again, like the salt, they are made in a particular way. So the chilies are, how can I say? Okay, so the best one you can get is quite impossible to get in the UK. I have it because I imported directly from South Korea. It's with real Korean chilies. They are then laid in the sun to dry, and then they are grinded to kind of a coarse thickness. What you will find in Asian supermarkets in the UK is mostly, at best, it will be Chinese chilies processed in Korea.
Right, okay.
Or the really cheap one will be Chinese chilies processed in China. And usually what they do, because they want to do it very quickly, they use heat to dry the chili. Yes. So it's to make the process very quick. But then it burns the chili, and then you get
bitterness.
The color is more dark, and then again really bitter. So if you can get the Korean chili flakes, at least you should look for this word. I can prepare, but I don't know if you can see it. So Taeyongsho. Taeyang meaning sun, and so it means sun-dried. So if you go to Korean store, try to find Taeyongcho, meaning processed the Korean way.
Right, so I've just put a bit of this out here now. Do you know what type of chilies they are?
Red. So I know mine, they grow in the Yeong Yang area. It's eastern part of Korea. We have the best terroir, so we have the best, how do you say, altitude?
Yeah.
Mountains. Yeah, altitude, same word in English, no? Okay, we have the best altitude to grow the peppers and then to dry them. So this is where mine is from. It's the most well-known area in Korea for chilies.
And what's interesting is I've just been tasting it as you've been telling us about it, and it's not the heat hot that you get with maybe an Indian chili flake or something like that, but it's a really delicious deep flavour, and again, it's not got any bitterness to it at all. In fact, I could eat this by the spoonful. It's delicious. Really nice.
You're used to spice then.
There's a warmth to it, but it's not blow your head off heat.
No. It's definitely a little bit smoky, but not chipotle smoky, not at all, but just a little bit of smokiness.
Yeah, it's delicious. Now, how much do we put in of that?
So for 1 kilo of cucumber, I would use half a cup. So half a cup is like 3 tablespoons, maybe. Let me check. 1, 2, 3. 3 tablespoons. I will also add very quickly. I think my camera is done again. Imogen.
Technical assistance required.
It's painful.
I can hear you. I'm watching it on here. I never thought I'd be the techie.
No, who would have thought I used to work in IT, blimey?
So should I go in and out again? No, this one? Okay, we'll do with this one. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I will add a little bit of sesame seeds. If you have, if you don't, it's okay. So,
what's that, cinnamon?
Sesame seeds. Yes? Toasted sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds. Sorry, I didn't.
Oh my God.
Cinnamon. I thought that was a strange
French accent is really strong.
Let's see if I've got any.
So sesame seeds, and then if you want, you can add a little bit of sugar, like half a teaspoon. But I prefer to use another Korean ingredient called, can you see? Yes, mesilchong. So it's a fermented product. It's plum. You might know them in the Japanese cuisine. They use umeboshi. So it's Japanese plum. So the Korean, they have exactly the same plum, and they do this syrup. So basically, you have the whole plums layered with sugar for about 3 to 6 months, and then you get this kind of syrupy extract made from the plum. It's really good. So I think
we're going to be making that in the foodie revolution at some point soon, because that looks like an amazing thing to do. We do make syrup quite a lot. So I'm often making syrup, not in that way, but infusing seasonal flavours into sugar syrups. Yeah. And I tend to have several of them going. So I'm sure if people wanted to have a bit of a twist on what they're doing and they've got them, they can probably play around with that.
So the Korean plums, they are green plums, and they are like really, really hard. Like they look like they are not ripe. Actually, they are not ripe. You have to use them quite unripe.
Are they a bit like damsons?
No. Really, like think if you try to bite in one, it's like a really green apple, like unripe apple, like just not ready yet. And you eat it, it's like really this kind of a bit astringent taste.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't pronounce it.
But then I've seen this year Turkish plum. They were similar, but the skin was really waxy, really shiny. And I think next year I will give it a try. Because
Okay.
the Korean one are not waxy, but I want to try. So just a drop, like a half a tablespoon. Half. Then we can mix
Put
everything.
some sugar in.
So you have your veg mixed. Yeah. Tell me when you're ready, Duncan.
I'm ready.
You are?
I think so, anyway.
So now it's time to get back to our cucumber. I forgot to say in between we should have like mixed them. So here's some that I prepped before. What you should do now, I mean, after the 20 minutes, you pour out the liquid that will be like the brine. You pour out the brine. You reserve in a little bowl on the side, and you can quickly rinse the cucumber, like just a quick rinse, take the water out. And you have your cucumber here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want, now it's time to put your gloves on.
I haven't got any gloves.
It's okay. You're a man. You can do it without a glove. Okay, so do I have a cross one? Yes. So I will show you with the cross one first. You take a little bit of the filling. I don't know if you can see. Yes. And you just stuff it. Yeah.
So that's my carrot, my ginger, garlic, my chili powder, and
You can add a little bit of ginger if you want. Yes. Like half a teaspoon of grated ginger.
right. Right. I don't know when the grapefruit is. I'm just going to chop it.
So have you rinsed your cucumber?
I rinsed the one bit I was going to do, and then I put it back in the thing.
So you can now.
I think actually my cucumber's not quite ready, but I'm going to pretend it is.
Just so maybe just look at me and you can do it.
Yeah.
Or Imogen can do it because you're going to have to run. So
True.
stuff the cucumber like this. You take the cross, open the cross, little bit of filling, stuff it in the middle, press, close, and then you put in your container. And you try to layer them next to each other, maybe one way, another way, like this.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I had my container next to me now.
For the non-crossed one, I mean for the stick one, you just have to put the rest of your seasoning into the bowl. Trying to do it like this. And then you give everything a good mix for like 5 minutes. Don't think you just mix and it's ready. No, you really have to massage the spice onto the cucumbers. So since I've been making kimchi professionally, I developed a really strong right arm and hand because I'm massaging so many kilos of kimchi every week. My hands are really strong.
You have to really give it some welly, give it some elbow grease and get those spices in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say the smell is delicious? It's amazing.
Yeah.
We haven't even cooked anything, and I think it must be just the salt getting involved with the whatever, I don't know, but the smells coming out is really good.
You want to eat it straight away. I hope everyone is still following. I can't see any of the comments, so.
Oh, Laura, oh, hang on a sec. Sounds delicious. Lump kimchi, good in bagels with chicken. That's Laura Terrell. I can't click the button because I've got kimchi fingers.
The best fingers. A tip: you just run them under warm or cold water, but don't scrub your hands. Just first let the water take out most of the spice, or you will keep the orange hands if you don't do like this.
Good tip. That worked. And also, if you've got any mix or anything on your hand, as a chef, that's what I have all the time. You can definitely tell where they are.
Oh, that's also a good tip to know if you have a good quality Korean chili flakes. If you put kimchi on, let's say, tofu, for example, when you rinse, if most of the color goes out, this means it was a good quality chili flake. If it stays really dark red, like tainted, no, not good quality.
Oh, that's how you know.
Great
tip.
tip. And we've got Laura.
My first trip to Korea, I was watching TV with my best friend mums, and it was a TV show about spotting the light onto people who are using counterfeit Korean chili flakes into their kimchi. So they were like, saying this is bad. That's when I started to learn about, oh, okay, there's a difference between Korean chili flakes and other.
That's amazing. Okay. And we've just got Laura says how good this sounds, and she wants it to put it with bagels. And Annabelle says she really wants to make this.
Well, she can.
Well, you can, Annabelle. And so
really easy. Really, I mean, you've seen it. It's like cut the cucumber, put the salt, rinse the cucumber, and add the seasonings.
Yeah, that simple.
It looks so good. The smell that I can smell.
Is Dan following? Is he making the kimchi wine right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I've been massaging.
Yeah, good.
And Kelly Lee's hungry. We'll get your kimchi on, Kelly.
What you should do is try one to see if you need to add a little bit more chili flake or maybe garlic.
Well, try a bit of this.
It's good.
Well, it's lovely. I'm going to put some more chili in.
Yeah? What are you adding? Chili?
Chili.
Mm. Okay.
I like it hot. That's really
Mine
nice.
is a bit salty. I think I should have rinsed it a bit more. It's a bit salty, but it will be fine.
Well, I think it's good to experiment as well, because some people like it in different ways. So if you're making it yourself at home,
and again, you're making like 2 or 3 cucumbers, so you can't go wrong. You're going to eat it and you're going to experiment more.
Annabelle says, can I use normal chili flakes? Unsure if you've already asked this. Where do I get them from? The supermarket? No way, Annabelle. You can use normal ones, but they're nowhere near as good. This is what I've learned tonight. And
no,
what we've been using
any kind of like chili flakes that you will find in Tesco or in supermarket, it's definitely not the same. First, the Korean chili flakes, they don't have the seeds. They are when they make the chilies, they wash them, they dry them, and they take out the seeds. So when you see the flakes, it's really only the how do you say, the meat, not the meat, but the red part of the pepper.
Right, yeah.
So I would not advise. So I know a place where you can buy.
Well, you could probably go to some Asian supermarket. But why not go to the Korean country?
Yeah.
The Korean country, Annabelle, which is the best place in the world to get your Korean.
Just a little kit. So it's a little kit. I think it's really affordable, and it's just for you to try it and see the difference between this chili and supermarket one.
So for £7.50, you can get enough to do 4 kilos
of cucumber kimchi. Or you can make. What can you make? You can. I wouldn't advise to make the regular kimchi because it's really labor intensive, and you need quite a bit more salt. But
don't worry about that because you can buy that as well.
Experiment with. Do you know daikon?
You can buy the regular.
Yeah.
You can buy the regular kimchi.
Yes, you're going to have the real kimchi.
Yeah. So this is the regular one that you sell.
Did I send you the vegan or the mac one?
Mac kimchi.
Mac. So the Mac one, it has inside a little fermented shrimp.
Ah, so there you go. Annabelle, you're a vegan, so you probably would go for which one would she go for?
The vegan one.
It's just called the vegan kimchi.
Yeah, vegan kimchi,
Okay.
and then it has no fermented shrimp inside. No fish sauce.
Now I'm going to try and open this and eat some.
And it's as good. That's where I mainly surprised Korean people when they try my vegan kimchi. Usually they are like, it can't be good because it's vegan. But then they try it and they say like, how can it be so tasty? It tastes the same as one with fish sauce. How do you do it? I can't tell you.
No, top trade secrets there, but I'm going to try some of this one. Now, as soon as I opened it, I had this powerful smell coming into my face. It was like, well, I imagine Korea must smell like everywhere because it's such a ubiquitous food there.
Oh, it's an amazing place. Everyone should go, or maybe not. Leave it to me. But no, seriously, it's an amazing place to visit. It's very different from anything we are used to in Europe, or at least what I was used to. Okay, Korean mama zero waste tip. Always take a piece of your veg and scrap your bone.
Oh, that's a very good top tip. And that is delicious. If I can have some more. I don't think Imogen's going to get to try this.
So when you pack your cucumbers inside the containers, wow, I'm getting tired. You should try to pack them. And what I would do is I put a sheet of plastic on top, like a Ziploc bag or something, to kind of stop the air getting in contact with the cucumber, so you don't have any risk to get any mold or something.
Okay, that's right. But do you want it to be completely airtight, or is there? Because I know when you're doing other fermentations, it's releasing carbon dioxide, isn't it? So you want that to escape.
Yeah. So you should always leave a little bit of headway so that there is space for gas to get released, and you just burp your container every few hours. But with the cucumber one, you don't have that much gas being released.
Okay.
And I would leave it at room temperature for 24 hours, and then you place in the fridge. And you can keep for up to 2 weeks.
That's fantastic. Well, I think that's amazing. I mean, it was so simple. I'm going to pack mine
It
now.
is easy, but we made it even more complicated than it is.
Well, no, but it is really. If that was more complicated than it is, then it's uber simple. All you do, you cut up a cucumber, a bit of a cross shape in the ends. The rest of them you do into battens like that.
If you want to get fancy, you do the boots.
You put about a couple of teaspoonfuls of salt on it, special Korean salt.
2 tablespoons of salt per kilo of cucumber.
2 tablespoons of salt per kilo of cucumber. And then you leave that for 10 minutes before you whiz it around a bit.
10 minutes, then you mix everything. And you leave it again to rest for 10 minutes, and you mix, and then you rinse.
Then you rinse off all that kind of excess salt, and you'll get rid of a lot of
yes, I forgot to say. You take out the salty water that got out from the cucumber. You put it in a little bowl. And after mixing, if you feel like cucumber is looking a bit dry, you can add a tablespoon or 2
put some of it back in again. Okay.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that, so once you've taken the salty water, the brine out of the cucumber,
that's when you had like
carrots,
chopped carrots,
ginger,
4 carrots, 4 cloves of garlic, and 3 tablespoons of the chili spice, a little bit of sesame seeds, a little bit of sugar if you want, but it's totally optional. And then that's it. I think we said everything.
I think that's so simple.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Well, thank you so much. I think that comes to the conclusion of our live here, but that was so good.
Oh, did you answer Dan's question?
If you have the patience, is it better to let it sit for a bit?
What I will do like this, I will always put like a few sticks on the side to it right now, and then I leave it for 24 hours at room temperature, and then I put in the fridge. Right, and you can eat for about 2 weeks. The sooner the better, because the the more you wait and the more the cucumber will get floppy.
It's amazing. And
And
I just want to say, lots of people have writing comments saying thank you. I want to say a huge thank you to Cindy for coming on from the Korean Pantry. I know Cindy was quite nervous because this is her first live ever.
Amazingly. Absolutely amazing.
And we're so delighted because we wanted to give a sneak peek into the foodie revolution. And in the foodie revolution, we learned to preserve one new thing a week. And we're opening up in 2 weeks' time, so you can become a member and join. And for £16 a month, and we preserve one thing a week as we run up to Christmas. But we're really excited to have learned all about kimchi and learn why the different flavors are so important, the difference between English salt and the Korean salt, and also with the chili flakes. I know for Duncan, he's a hot, I was about to say a hothead then. Don't mean that. I mean, he is a chili snob. Definitely that.
No, we've got some lovely messages as well.
We've got some so lovely messages.
Yeah.
Jackie, thanks, Jackie. Woohoo, Cindy, you've been amazing.
Annabelle says, well done. Melanie says, thanks.
Some of our foodie revolutions here. And I would think you'd be mad not to go over and have a look at the Korean Pantry and order some salt to make your own.
I'm experiencing a little bit of lag at the moment as well. So I've been spending the whole day trying to fix. It's working. It's just, it needs really like 30, 40 seconds to upload.
It's the wind.
Yeah,
it's the
storm.
Just
I'm
be patient.
but definitely not the web design expert. So I need help. Send help.
So Ivan's on here somewhere.
Ivan's a tech expert. He'll get involved.
We'll get him to help you. But go over, have a look, and there's a subscription box there as well. Yeah. Duncan tasted it.
On Instagram,
that is amazing.
And like cultural things that I experienced when I'm in Korea. So please follow me on Instagram, and you will learn a lot more about Korean food.
I love following on Instagram. I learned something new. And I know it sounds a bit daft, but it always makes me smile because you tell a story as you're explaining how to do things. It's not just a picture and there it is. I'm learning something about the culture and about why it's important. And also, I just learned so much from you. And so, thank you so much. And I will share your Insta as well on our page for people.
Yeah, and Annabelle's 100% going to be making this. And then Morgan's going to pop over and get some salt and chili, and so's Jackie. It's amazing. Well, thank you guys. It's brilliant.
And if you stay on, Cindy, when I end the broadcast, we can have a chat quickly as well. But thank you so much.
I want to see your pictures of cucumber kimchi on Instagram. Send me the picture, yeah?
Absolutely, we will. I'll send you a picture of this maybe tomorrow.
And if you've got any questions,
I want to see everyone's pictures. Dan, I want to see your pictures.
We'll share them probably if we don't let Xanthi eat it first.
Yeah.
And if you tag Cindy in them, I'll put all the details down below. I'll do it after we've got our supper club out the door. But we will be talking to you. And thank you yet again. And thanks to everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, guys. And see you soon with the revolution.
Bye.